I love using personality tests and assessments with my clients. I love getting a picture of what the set point is. Where are we starting out? It gives when you hire someone new into the organization, these personality tests and assessments are really good to see if someone's a really high feeling person, low attention to detail. You're not going to put them in accounting, right? If they're a low feeling kind of person and really kind of lean towards facts, figures, and numbers, they're not going to be your head of sales, right? So these assessments are really useful. I don't know what if you've done Myers Briggs in school and you found out you were an INFP or an ENTJ and wore that as a badge of honor for the rest of your life. I know I did, especially after I quit drinking. I was an extrovert before I quit drinking and tested as an introvert after I quit drinking, which explains so much. And I wear that as a badge of honor. You'll hear me all the time. I'm a rabid introvert. Problem with that is it's a fixed mindset, and we'll get to that in a second. But the one of the personality tests that I use all the time is Enneagram. Enneagram helps you find your core motivations, your core fears, and some of the habits and behaviors you have from childhood that worked when you were 3, 4, 5, 6 years old that you're still using and you're when you're 30, 40, and 50 that don't quite work at the same time. But you don't actually realize that these are coping mechanisms and coping skills from a long time ago. But they're also kind of the way you move to the world. It informs the way you communicate, right? So if you're a high feeling person and you're talking to someone who's a low feeling person and a more logical person, you're going to mismatch. So doing these personality tests like strength finders, like DISC, like the 6 working geniuses from Patrick Lencioni, really helps uh, understand the playing field, both your internal playing field, the way you interact with the rest of the playing field, and then other people's playing field. My problem with personality tests is what we talked about, that fixed mindset. Oh, I'm this way. I'm always going to be this way and nothing's going to change it. I can't do that job because that's not my personality. And that isn't always true. What I believe is Mark J. Silverman is fungible. If you knew me 10 years ago, if you knew me 20 years ago, you would know a fundamentally different person, someone who walked through the world in a different fashion. So we can expand, we can change our range. That's what coaching does. Is we look at where our strengths, where our challenges are, what do we need to do, who do we need to be as a leader. One of the definitions of leadership that I like is being who you need to be in any given situation for your people, right? So, do you need to be the disciplinarian? Do you need to be inspirational? Do you need to be loving and supportive? What does the situation and what do the people need? Now, if you're low feeling and the situation needs compassion, right? You're not going to be the huggy person who comforts everybody, but you can figure out with your skills how to do that kind of thing. So when you get your personality tests, take it with a grain of salt. This is when I'm tired, when I'm stressed, when I'm not at my best. This is kind of the way I go through life. This is my method of operation. When we're in a more fungible state, when we're in a higher state of consciousness, again, when our allostatic load, I'm always going to use that word, when our allostatic load is lower, we have more access to more parts of our personality. So people always make fun of me because I say I'm a rabid introvert. I wear it again like a badge of honor. But you always see me with a microphone in my face, camera in my face. I'm on stage. I'm always around people. I'm always talking to people all day, every day. And that's because it's situational. If I want to do what I love to do for a living, if I want to make the difference, if I want my message out in the world, I have to be out in the world. And when that's all said and done, I want to be home with my fish and my family and my dogs and the quiet, right? I love a good Netflix series and just leave me alone. That's how I recharge. But I can go either way because of what the situation needs. I'm also not naturally, I don't really want to push people in any particular direction. I don't want to influence a group of people when I'm in one of those situations. I tend to like to hang back, except when the situation needs a leader. If something's happening in an organization, in a room that needs a leader and nobody's stepping up, I can step up. I will take that mantle on, and I will bring the traits up of being that leader in that situation if it's need be. Otherwise, I'd rather support the person who is taking the front of the front of the room. When we start to learn who we are, where we're comfortable, and then where we can stretch to, now we have range. Now, as we move up the ladder, we can take on more and different responsibilities and not have it wreak so much havoc on us. Again, when you're expanding your range, you're not going to go from 0 to 60. You're going to take on a little more responsibility. If you're a little shy, you're going to take on small speaking assignments. If you I have One of my clients was terrified of the stage, so what we had him do was go on panels before he started speaking on stage, and that way he was sitting with a group of 4 or 5 people, and if a question came to him, he got the mic and he could answer the question. He could do that. As his nervous system got used to being on the stage, soon he could be on the stage by himself. Next, he could be on the stage and walking and doing a keynote speech. But that took a good 2 years of evolution and getting comfortable in his skin to move from not wanting to be in front of anybody ever to now a gifted speaker. So what are the places that you want to stretch? What are the places where you want to expand your range and move into? Look at your personality type. Again, if you're a really low feeling, high logic person, don't put yourself in for head of sales. Uh, but if there's something that you want to do that's just a little bit outside your comfort zone, don't let the personality test tell you that you're not this person and you can't do it. You can be whoever and whatever you want to be in this world. Okay, I will never be a basketball player. There's certain things within reason, it's just not going to happen. But within reason, you are fungible, you are creative, and you can be who you need to be in any given situation. Just use the personality tests as a touchstone, as a marker, as a where you fall back to when you're not at your best, and then look forward to see who you can be and where you want to go. I love you. Have a great rest of the day.